Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Um, Again here from the garden outside. So today we begin with the physical week of Pisces. So just for you to know, this is the last day that I will be here in the garden. So tomorrow I come back to my home in the room. But um, in 3 days I will go to the Nile in the boat, so I will be again in the Nile. So the topic for today regarding the crown chakra of the physical week of Pisces is psychology. So psychology, I will try to be um, concrete with this. um, Psychology comes from the word psyche, that means soul. Psyche is the concept of the thoughts that moves you through life in Greek, and in Latin the name is anima, that means animation. So it's the animated things, the things that are in movement. Um, so psychology is everything related to the movement of the soul. And for the ancient ones, the idea was that the soul was the movement that pushed us to action, the things that we had within that made us move through our life. So for some cultures, the soul is the part of the body that is living within, that helps the body to have life, to move. And the idea of these cultures was that the body was like a prison for the soul. So what we needed to do is to set ourselves free from the body, from this oppression of the reality that we suffer. So the soul needed to be released from this prison of the body. Um, So, for some cultures and religions, the soul is this part of the being that is trapped in the body, that needs to be released, that needs to be free from the oppression of the reality. But from some other cultures, the soul is not something trapped within, is the essence, is the main energy, the movement that that makes our body alive. So it doesn't need to be released, it needs to be expanded, according to these other traditions. From the point of view of religion, the story of the soul is that we were the souls in the heaven, and then we were sent to life because of our sins or our mistakes. So during our lives, we need to make as possible to make our soul much more lighter, so we can set ourselves free. But for other religions, the soul is something that we must fulfill with, that must be fulfilled with the wisdom, by doing questions, by wondering about the truth. Through thousands of years, the soul was taken as a spiritual concept, something that is from other levels of reality, from other perceptions from other dimensions, or so on. So it's something divine living in this matter, in this reality. Uh, but from other point of view, which is the philosophy point of view, the soul was not something divine, was something human. So they started to work with the idea of the soul um, that is human. So the philosophy didn't see the soul as something spiritual related to the religion. For the religions, the spirit, the soul was something that needed to be released. But for the philosophy, was something that needed to be fit by knowledge. So according to this, the philosophy is kind of against the religion, because philosophy means the love for wisdom. Mm? So wisdom, the way you achieve wisdom is by questioning, by doing questions to yourself all the time, questioning the world, which is exactly the against thing, the opposite idea of religion, that are guided by dogmas, which are like kind of a normatives that says what to do, when to do it. So it's better to follow, and the philosophy basically is against that. It says that we need to question everything. So the philosophy has a problem for the ancient times and also today, which is that it questions so much the things that you never find stability. And one of the main keys of cultures and religions and society is to find stability in the people, so the people can live secure and safe. Because of this, philosophy was not the best system to follow if you want social order. This is why, even though the Caesars and the emperors used to ask for advice to the philosophers to see different perspectives, for the bigger population, the religions were the best system, because in that time that we needed structure, because we didn't have many tools that like we had today, that they needed to be guided to have order in the society. They needed religion in a way to keep the people safe and secure. So remember that when we understand this, we should not judge history. It was the best tool that they got in that moment, because they didn't have all the tools like we have today. Through all the centuries, it was better for the systems, for the society, to find the order through a religion, because the religion helped the politics, the economics to work better and much more ordered in that time. So that's why they created the laws of the system, that in Latin you know as norm. The norm is the name for the law of the Roman society, and that's the origin of the word normality. Normality, something that is normal, it means that it depends on the law, okay, on the established law for an empire, for a government. So this is how the religion was kind of this sensor that could tell the system uh, what is under the norm, the normative, and what is not under the normative. Basically, the structure of the society, this religion created this idea that everything that is outside the normative is someone that is outside of the place. Yes, that is someone that is not in the right place, which in Latin you may say locus, which is place. Locus is place. So the word location, for example, is the origin of that word. In the Romances languages, we have this expression that is loco, that means to be outside the location. Okay, so when you are out of the normative of the system, you are outside. So that's a loco. Loco in English is crazy, and crazy is the adjective of being cracked, something that is broken. So when you break the law that is established by the government, you are broken. And if you break the law, so you are cracking, and this cracked person is a crazy. Yes. So the crazy person is the one that is cracking the system, basically. Throughout the history, the people that were considered crazy were the ones that broke the idea of the system, that they were thinking in a different way. So the crazy people used to be genius, usually, that the system said you are doing something different, so you are not good. So the crazy people are the ones that starts to judge, sorry, that to question the systems. So when they question the system, um, they start to nourish the soul, to nourish the inner aspects of themselves. Besides all these crazy people that were asking questions and saying, how can we understand the reality of the world, the soul of the being, we need to look for more questions within ourselves, but we need to understand how the body works to make science questions. The religion said we don't allow to open bodies, we don't allow to investigate how the human body works because the soul must be protected. So they consider a sin to make an autopsy in the past, so you could not open to see the soul. You needed to protect that divinity within. Mm? This represented a great delay in the understanding of the human being. So remember that in the Renaissance, the people start to question again because they brought all the ideas from the Greek. So they took back the idea of the psyche, the soul. So they started to awaken the soul again with the arts, with the body, trying to understand the beauty of the nature, questioning the nature. So that's why they created the science as a way of understanding in the last centuries. So from that moment, they created the study of things, and the study of things in Greek you may say logos. So everything that ends in logi represents the study of something. One of the studies that came out in the 1880s was the study of the soul, and this concept was brought because they were trying to understand where was the soul. So trying to find the soul, now that you can open the bodies and you have the permission to do autopsies, nobody found the soul within the body. So if the soul was the movement, the will of the body, so some was the movement of the body. So what was moving the body? So that was the nervous system, and the nervous system was related to the brain. So the soul must be in the brain that is moving the entire body. So you cannot investigate a brain that is dead. So you need to investigate how it works when you are alive. So this is why they created the study by experimentations and questionings to look for the patterns of how the brain works so you can understand the soul. This is how in 1880 in Germany, they started to find the study of the soul that we call psychology. So basically, the psychology is the study of the attitudes of humanity, of the humans. So now the psychology doesn't have more than 150 years. So in comparison to the religions and the systems that had thousands of years, where and all this story, all the history, let us know that basically we were designed to find stability through the systems. So we are used to have systems that tell us what to do, not to question the systems. Otherwise, we lose stability. We can feel unsafe. So because of this construction that we have in our psychology, in our mind, most of the people has like a pre-concept of psychology that they don't want to know anything about it, because psychology makes you question yourself, makes you find the cracks on your mind, and makes you find uh, the answers that will change your life. So psychology basically helps you to question yourself, the tools that you have, and helps you to transcend yourself, to transform into another thing that is basically the fear that everyone has in their lives. So basically, today the people used to think that the psychology is like the medicine for the head for the crazy ones, but it's not a doctor, it's not a physician, like for example a psychiatrist. Is helpful way to understand the things that you don't know how to order within yourself. Mm? So usually we say that to go to the psychology is to be crazy. You have to be crazy because of that. Basically, it happens that because through our lives, through our life, we usually try to protect ourselves from others. So we hold all the traumas within until we cannot hold them anymore. So we cracked. So when we cracked and we lose our center, we become crazy. Okay, so that's why we usually relate to go to the psychiatrist or the psychologist in the moment when we cracked, because we have been holding it a long time, because we culturally, socially, we have been told not to share our weakness. We have been prepared to protect ourselves and not to show the weak part ourselves and not to share our feelings. Mm? So this is why we relate the psychology with something that is an illness from the head. Psychology is not about helping someone that got crazy. It's about accompanying the people during the whole life to handle and to know the tools and the things that they have within and how to handle them. Of course, that if we had this company of psychology throughout our entire life, we would be able to share what we feel, the emotions that we have within, to understand how to listen to others, and we would be able to expand our soul. So through our life, we would be much more ready, much more permeable to receive information, to expand the soul, as the ancients used to say. So, two things I will say as a task for the physical week of Pisces, but for your entire life. Question everything that you have within and go to the psychologist. Okay, let's go to the information for today. The vibration for today is a new one, which is Ta. The statement for today is I am the manifested spirit. The code for today is Gemini. In the times of work, it's also time for exchange. The brotherly communities exchanged, bartered, knew the art of words, the sales. From what new things it could be learned, new people were met. The brotherly communities commenced this way for the expansion and growth, while this constellation was in the highest. For this, the brothers, Gemini, represent communication, the speech, the words, the voices that fly in the sky. Let's go to alignment. it comfortable. Close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing. Take a deep breath and start to caress, massage each part of your body from your feet towards the head. Softly, smooth. Becoming aware of each part that I touch. I become aware of my feet, my legs, my genitals, hip, waist, back, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, neck, face and head. Softly, I start to massage my ears, touching each corner of it, inside and outside. In circles, softly. Softly, I start to go up to the sides of the head, massaging in circles, going up towards until the crown. Softly, I caress from the crown, discharging all the tension until my feet. Just caressing, going down. I feel the heat in my ears and how it goes within. To the center of my brain, and I can feel the two parts of it, the right and the left hemispheres. breath and perceive an explosion of colors from the center of my brain towards each part of it, expanding through the neurons to each corner of my brain. I perceive the memories, the thoughts, the emotions, all the records that make me be what I am are here. And in the core of this brain, under it, I find a beautiful pearl that irradiates all these colors. The hypophysis gland. I remember that this gland is the one that makes me be who I am, that makes me feel the emotions, that creates my thoughts, and that pushes my actions. Is here where I can find the essence that holds all the knowledge of my being. All the learnings of my soul. Is in this tiny gland of the physical body where the spirit is manifested. I take a deep breath and activate it with my vibration. I am the manifested spirit. I am the manifested spirit. I am the manifested spirit. I believe in me. Take a deep breath and start to bring this consciousness all over your body through stretching, yawning, caressing, and slowly come back here and now, each one at its own time. Remember that today, day 22, we begin with our month of intention that before we go to sleep, we say, I am love. Thank you everybody for being here as always. Thank you and see you tomorrow at the same time.